so good. What?
흰색 와이셔츠에 빨간 넥타이 내가 그 얼마 따라했었는지.
Ready?
Okay.
And begin.
This video has been very kindly sponsored by FlexiSpot. I'll be talking about them more later in the video. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this video. My name is Dan, aka Lucent. I am a maker of music, a lover of music, and a massive nerd. And today I'm going to be reacting to BTS's debut album. This is Too Cool for School. Let's go. I am too cool for school. Back in March, I think, BTS put out the album Arirang, and my boyfriend told me I had to do the album on the channel, and it turns out that it went really well. People really liked that video, and so I was like, you know what, I feel like this would be a really cool artist to actually dig into. We're like expanding our range beyond mostly European and American music into Korea. I've done a little bit of K-pop in the past, but here we're actually going to properly be doing a bit of a BTS discovery. To be honest, I looked at the discography and I was very confused about like where to start, what to do, how to do it. And so I had a bit of a discussion with my boyfriend and with his bestie, Holly. They're both big BTS fans. Holly, like even more so than Michael. They seem to suggest that like the kind of like core albums were the best thing to follow, starting with the debut. So I think I'm going to do that, but we'll see how it goes. Because like if this video does bomb, then, you know, maybe it's not a good idea for me to go through all of their albums. So like make sure to let me know like which albums in the comments you think I would like the most and which ones you think I should definitely do, and we'll go from there. We're going to start with the debut and see how it goes. When it comes to music videos, I'm going to do them on Patreon. The way it works is I have a £3 tier on Patreon, and that's where I do like music video reactions, and then sometimes edit them for shorts like based on how good my face is. So yeah, so if you want to see the music videos from this era, I will be reacting to them exclusively on Patreon on the £3 tier. So make sure to click the link in the top comment if you want to check that out. You can also on the £7 tier watch this video with no cuts in it, and if there's any live performance reactions, I'll be doing those as well. So make sure to let me know like what is unmissable stuff that I have to react to, because I am a complete BTS noob apart from Arirang, which I now have obviously heard. Before we jump into the video, if you are new to my world, then welcome to my channel. I like to do music reactions that really dig into the artistry behind the artist. I get into the lyrics, I get into the production. I really do a bit of a detailed analysis as I'm listening through. If you like reactions like that, then make sure to subscribe to the channel. Make sure to check out my other BTS reaction and have a little look through and see if there's any other pop reactions that you would like to watch. If you want more, then head over to the Patreon. Also, make sure to let me know what your favorite song is in the comments. I will be sharing with you my favorite song at the end of the video. Recently, I've quit my part-time job and become a full-time content creator and podcast editor. And since I'm going to be spending a lot more time in my home office, I decided that I really needed to improve my setup. So when FlexiSpot reached out to collaborate with me this month, I was very excited to jump on board. The E7 Pro height adjustable standing desk really appealed to me for multiple reasons. Whenever I'm editing a video, sometimes I'm editing for hours and hours at a time. And so the effortless ability to change the height in the desk from seated to standing really appealed to me. I've had back problems in the past, and so the flexibility to kind of change my setup is a really big priority for me. The E7 Pro is powered by individual drive motors in each leg, so it remains extremely sturdy and solid with a low bearing capacity of 180 kilograms. I'm not 180 kilograms, but you see what I mean. I love how easy it is to switch up the setup using the really intuitive controls. You can keep your cables really tidy and even charge from the USB charger on the panel. They also provide a 15-year warranty and free returns within 30 days, which makes the E7 Pro standing desk a cost-effective and stress-free solution for your home office setup. Additionally, FlexiSpot is celebrating their 10th anniversary with some special offers. On August the 31st from 10 a.m. to 11:59 a.m., there will be a flash sale on the website. You can also use the code ANUK12 to get 12% off site-wide. So make sure to click the link in my description and give their website a browse. Thank you again to FlexiSpot for this collaboration. Let's continue on with the video. Too cool for school. It's got a very 2013 name. Oh, funny. Right, okay, so we've got the intro, Too Cool for School. Okay, let's go.
We're now going to progress to some steps which are a bit more difficult.
Okay.
And begin.
Okay. Proper boom bap retro hip hop stuff. Hey. Fun. I I love that really low piano, the way it kind of like... Oh shit. A really cool intro that like obviously introduces the project itself. We've got Too Cool for Skool. We've got the sounds being like very much like classic hip hop stuff, quite weighty, quite roomy, which is not what I expected, to be honest. I kind of thought we were going to start off with something more like pop, I suppose. So like really for it to lean into like proper retro hip hop aesthetics, it really kind of shows that they are fans of that genre. And yeah, it's really cool. I'm going to get this all up on Genius so I can see the translations. We're going to progress some steps which are a bit more difficult as a like opening thing on a debut album to kind of start off with like we're going to progress to something more difficult. It almost kind of makes you think, is this a statement about like the K-pop landscape? Are they kind of coming in and saying, hey, look, we're going to introduce music to you that has a little bit more to it, that has a bit more depth, that has a bit more edge to it? Yeah, that's kind of how I read that. Who's that? BANGTAN. What does that mean? Too Cool for Skool. We'll tell our story on behalf of those in their 10s and 20s. Okay, cool. So we're introducing ourselves as a young startup band, and we're already saying we're going to represent a generation of people, which is quite interesting to think about when you think about the kind of school thing. It's like we're going to teach you what is going on with the youth of today. Cool. Okay, right, let's do it then. Why is this called We Are Bulletproof Part 2? Now, this is really confusing for me because this is supposed to be a debut album and it says We Are Bulletproof Part 2. Why? Where's Part 1? I thought I was starting at the beginning. This is why I got so confused trying to like figure out where to even start. Anyway, I'm just going to ignore that. Okay, so song number 1, proper song number 1, song number 2, We Are Bulletproof Part 2. Unless this is Part 2 and the intro's Part 1, I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, let's go. Ooh, I like that really high thing. Cool. Sirens, heaviness. Cool. Really forceful energy, like right from the off. Okay, so we've got English from the beginning as well. It's quite an interesting thing, hey? Nice. I love these like moments of like lightness that come in. Cool. Oh, it's so like,
We are bulletproof.
It reminds me of Hooligan. Yeah, there's already a number of things that I'm recognizing that I can link to the songs I heard from Arirang, you know? What? Did you hear that? It's like really intense. I literally, this is so fun. It certainly has that whole explosive energy in it, doesn't it? This like big like tuba sound is like very of the era, isn't it? God, it's so like unapologetically like powerful, you know? Like there's just such an energy to it. It doesn't feel like overly pristine and clean. Every single sound is there like trying to grab your attention, and it's just such an exciting thing to listen to in that way. It's obviously called Bulletproof. The main kind of hook is like click, click, bang, bang. And the idea of the explosiveness of the shot out of a gun infers everything on the track. You know, you have the sirens, the drums and stuff have that forceful aggression to it. Even like the way that they perform it, like the kind of grit in their voices and everything has this explosive quality. And so as the first proper song on their debut album, it's like, we are here and we're here to make a statement, like boom, onto the scene. You know, it kind of gives me all of that. Very nice, really cool. Now we'll take it, You Better Be Nervous, the ultimate king at the end. We are bulletproof, we are bulletproof, bulletproof. Interesting that like there is like a combination of English already like at the beginning of their debut album. I know that like a lot of the conversation around Arirang was like about like how much they wanted it to be in English and how much they wanted it to be in Korean. And that's been a bit of a push and pull throughout their career. So it'd be interesting to kind of follow the balance between the Korean and the English as we kind of go through. But here it's like kind of just done sparingly, almost like a little sprinkling of something English to kind of like catch your ear a little bit, I think. The name is Jungkook. Okay, we're introducing ourselves. The nationwide scale. I pulled all-nighters at practice room instead of school dancing and singing. While you guys partied, I gave up sleep for my dreams. Okay, so this feels like an origin story of like, I was like dedicating myself to my art form instead of doing normal kind of teenager stuff. It's quite interesting because it's already quite meta. Do you know what I mean? Like it's already referring to the mechanizations of the whole boy band thing. And then Sugar's verse, I stayed up all night every day holding my pen. After the sun rises, I close my eyes. If Jungkook is talking about dancing and singing being like his focus, Sugar's setting himself up as the poet, as the writer, you know, the double standard and all the opposition. Amid all that, I broke the limit of myself. Interesting about double standard. I wonder what that's referring to. Meanwhile, some are luckily picked up by an agency. Oh, I see. And being forced to rap as they can't sing. Such a waste to call you a rapper. Okay, so there's a real bit of judgment on the industry already to kind of like say like some people are just picked up for their looks and then they can't sing, so they make them rap and they're not true artists. It feels like they're very much out here like saying to you, like we have artistry to offer. We're not just another boy band, you know? And then you got V. Everywhere I go, everything I do, I'll show you as much as I've honed. All the people who look down on me are now what? Interesting translation. Oh, if you've done enough like me, this is Jimin, throw a stone at me. We go hard, we have no fear. And then J-Hope does the click, click, bang, bang. Yeah, okay. So it's very much like the style of the song is like we've been forged in fire. You know, we are not just like surface level beautiful humans, even though they are also beautiful humans. We have worked to get to this point. We have honed our craft to get to this point. And so throw anything at us, we will push through. There's this kind of idea that like, in terms of like artistry, people who study and spend a lot of time working on something might not get the same opportunities because they're not necessarily as good at like throwing themselves in front of people. And so it kind of ends up that like it's more about your ability to sell yourself than it is about the actual artistry. And I think that they're kind of pushing back against that notion. They're saying, look, we have more and we're going to prove that that is the way to have a long career, you know? And I mean, they kind of have, haven't they? Yeah, so it's really setting up the band as people who take themselves very seriously, you know? Love that. Okay, then we've got J-Hope. Look at my profile. I've got nothing yet. Still a trainee and a rapper, man. Yeah, I do know that's nothing. He's very candid about the fact that he's still kind of training, I suppose. And I quite like that kind of candidness, you know, and this willingness to learn. Like Rap Monster says, this is RM, which I know stands for Rap Monster. Just saying. Just like the monster, I devour any kind of beat. Guys, come on here. Look at the preview. The change of the small fry idol. Now you're satisfied, boy. Ooh. Hi. Yeah, it kind of almost feels like they're like, we're coming in and we're signaling a period of change. They're very self-aware in that way and kind of saying, you know, we are bringing hip hop to K-pop and we're doing so with training, with skill and knowledge. So next song, this is Skit, Circle Room Talk. Don't really know what that means, but okay.
흰색 와이셔츠에 빨간 넥타이 내가 뭘 맞다 해서
Oh, that's the school bell. And they've got the background of like the playground, the school playground. This is cool. This is quite experimental, hey.
그거 듣고 랩 시작했지.
I have no idea what they're saying.
난 또 이제 랩하는 사람.
This is so crazy that they're just like having a chat. But I love the kind of world building. It makes you feel like you're in the break room, you know. I'm excited to look at the lyrics for this one and figure out what the hell they're saying. Oh, yeah. This is crazy because this is literally like 2 minutes long, like this chat. Oh! Stop around. Get to class. Okay, well, that was interesting. Okay, so I wasn't expecting like a concept album, you know? Here we are. We've already had like the lesson at the beginning. Then we have the introduction to us as a band. And now we have like this world building thing. It almost kind of makes you feel like, oh, these are a bunch of teenagers who are at school together and they've come together to have this little band, but they're just like a group of mates. You know, it really kind of reinforces that idea that they're like a group of friends. It's so cool and so like experimental to have like a full on like world building conversation in the middle of it. It was amazing back then. Hey, that was back in 2006. Hey, the bell rung. Let's go now. Oh, okay. So it's lunchtime. Then the bell rings and they're supposed to be going to class and they're like just chatting away. I mean, so what I'm trying to say is that I began rapping right after I heard Fly. Okay, so this is a bit of an origin story. It's like these guys are like skipping class, too cool for school. They're too cool to go to class. And RM is talking about how he was inspired to start rapping in the first place. Again, it's like real world building, not only for the album, but for them as a band, you know. Unlike you rappers, I began to fall crazy in love with dancing. Is there anyone here who ever dreamed of being a dancer? The rest of them are like, no. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's setting up like, I'm the one who does rapping. This is where my rapping's come from. And he's like, well, I'm the dancer. I was the one who always wanted to be a dancer. But then they're all kind of like actually saying, well, none of us are just the dancer. So it's like kind of in conversation with like boy band tropes, you know, that like different people have to have different expertises. And it's like, what roles are we going to fulfill in this band? You know, it really is quite cool because it gives you this origin story, like they're discussing who they're going to be before they are even it, you know. Isn't that cool? I love that. Taeyeon, what was your dream? I played the saxophone for 3 years. Why aren't you playing it now? Because my mouth hurt when I played it. Okay, so V's very musical. This is so random. I literally love it. For Jin, okay. For me, I wanted to be like my dad. Going to work at 7 a.m, come back home at 6 p.m. when my wife would prepare dinner. Okay. So my dream in life is to work 11-hour days and to have a very traditional, monogamous, old-fashioned relationship. Interesting. Okay. And then the door knocks. P-Dog. I don't know who P-Dog is. You sons of bitches, what are you doing here? Skipping class? In terms of the actual function of it, it's telling us about these people, who they are, what their sense of humor is. Like, we're getting to know them. We're getting to know, like, their different personalities. And we're getting to know what their passions are in terms of, like, what they do creatively, you know, whether it's rapping, dancing, or playing the saxophone. Or not, because it hurts your mouth. Right, next song. This is No More Dream. Ooh, it's like a double bass. That's cool. I love the growl. Rings. Whoa, that like snare that's like crunchy as hell.
알았어 엄마 지금 독서실 간다니까.
Ooh. Wow. I love that you kind of like almost like laughed in the middle of that. Jesus Christ, they're so dexterous. Cool. I just can't cope with like how fast their rapping is. They truly do have the skill, don't they, you know? This is definitely like a more like aggy kind of like in your face kind of track, isn't it? But I love they still always have moments of like kind of melody and musicality, you know? It's a nice balance. More sirens and stuff. Yeah. Oh. More gunshots. Cool. Love it. Really love the intensity of that. Really love like the humor in it as well. Like those little moments where they're kind of laughing or like losing it or like, you know, they're really having fun with what they're doing, but they're really showing off their absolute skill. You know, I feel like this is like, for me, like the thesis of this album is like, we're teaching you, right? It's too cool for school, but we are teaching you like how to rap well. We have worked at this, we have practiced, and we are showing off how good we are. You know, sit down, we're going to teach you a lesson in rap, you know, that's kind of what it gives me. The other thing I really like about the songs on this so far is like that there is a real balance. And this is something that I noticed on Arirang as well, which is so interesting to kind of hear their latest album and their first album. And that is like this balance between the kind of heavy elements, you know, the gunshots and the sirens and the heavy rapping and stuff, and the beautiful elements, you know, the vocal stuff, the melody-based stuff. There's this real playing with like the dark and the bright, which I think gives it this like real kind of friction. You know, it's real nice sense of energy. What is your dream? I like that RM kind of almost kind of feels like he's like introducing them all every time. I want a big house, big cars, big rings. Actually, I don't have any big dreams. I live so comfortably, I don't even have any dream. It's almost like that first two lines are like what is expected of me as a hip hop artist, you know? I should be wanting the rings and the cars and the house and the whatever. But actually, I kind of just want to live a comfortable life. They're like, we're really going to undercut your expectations, I think, and tell you something real. That's kind of the thing, isn't it? Because like so much of like pop music is like posing and like living up to a character. And I think lesser artists would be like, oh, we're hip hop, so we're going to just fall into the tropes of hip hop, which is a lot of it's like gangster rap style American, you know, bravado, right? And I like that like they're undercutting that expectation and saying, oh, this is what you think I'm going to say, but actually no. It kind of makes you kind of trust them. It makes you trust that they're saying something real and not just playing a character. Everyone thinks the same as I am, the completely forgotten childhood that was filled with so many dreams. Don't worry about university. I'll go somewhere even if it's far away. Okay, mum, I'm going to the study room right now. So it's almost like, what do people expect of them versus what they actually want? And it almost kind of feels like they don't even have like a plan, you know, which feels very youthful. It's like, why is everyone expecting me to want all these things? Why is my mum telling me to go and study and whatever, when I just want to exist and just live my life as it comes, you know? It has all that to it, you know? Who do you see now in your mirror? I gotta say, go your own way, even if you live one day, do something, put your weakness away. They're asking the question like, who do you see now? Live in the moment. Don't think about what you're going to be. Think about like who you are right now, you know? You're afraid of dropping out of school, aren't you? You are just all talk. You have a glass mentality. Oh, interesting. There's this idea of dropping out of school, you know, I guess like they're like young, I'm going to guess teenagers, not taking the traditional route, you know, they're not going to university, they are dropping out to be in a band. And there's all sorts of kind of like questions around that, anxiety around that. Like, is it the right thing to do? Is it not the right thing to do? Is it the sensible thing to do? But actually I want to do it and I want to follow my own intuition, you know. Okay, the boring same day every day just repeats. Adults and parents cram us with dreams stuck in place. The number one dream job, a government employee. When you're like at school, right, everyone is constantly saying, what do you want to do for your career? Like, oh, do you want to be a doctor? Do you want to be a nurse? Do you want to blah, blah, blah? Do you want to be like an astronaut or whatever? And actually being a creative, you know, being an artist is not something that is actually considered a legitimate thing. You know, it was something that I had to like come up against when I was that age, like looking to go into university. You know, my parents were very supportive and they were like, if you want to go to drama school, then you can go to drama school. If you want to go to university, you can go to university. So I ended up doing maths at university. And then when I left university, I realized I didn't want to pursue that as my career. You know, I am a singer and I love singing. And I'm kind of no longer like pursuing being a singer-songwriter in the kind of traditional sense, but rather doing it as a thing on the side of what I do, talking about music. But either way, when I was like 14, 15, being a YouTuber was not a thing yet. And so, you know, how would I have been able to envision this and become this at that age, you know? And so I very much agree with them that like, I think you should give kids the tools to explore their lives fully, but not put so much pressure on them to decide exactly who they want to be and exactly what they want to be at such a young age, you know? Allow them to explore more. But yeah, so I relate to this. You don't know how to live, you don't know how to fly, you don't know how to decide, you don't even know how to dream. Yeah, so it's like all these people who like had this like, I dream of being a businessman, I dream of being a government employee or whatever. Like you're just following the system and you're not actually dreaming, you're not actually like living life in your own way. They're not taking control of their own life. To all the youngsters without dreams, yeah, I love that. It's like, it's okay. You don't need to have it all figured out when you're young. I love that. It's really, really cool. I love that as an attitude, you know? And it makes so much sense in terms of like the theme of the album being like, it's school and all that kind of stuff, you know? I love it. Okay, the next one is an interlude. So we'll see how that goes. And then if there are lyrics, then I'll stop and look at the lyrics and then we'll go to the next one. Cool, let's go. Okay, we're turning the pages. So it's definitely a concept album. I love it. Very different vibe. Kind of almost like slow dance, jazzy, almost. I guess we'll just let it run to the next one. Oh, actually, before that, I really like the idea of turning the pages, like you're writing something, like you're trying to come up with something and then crumpling it up at the end. It's almost quite a meta way of like looking at that song. I've opened the page as if I'm going to write some lyrics, but there are none. So I'm just going to move on, you know? But I love how that plays into the school thing. The school concept runs throughout the whole thing. Like you've got school bells, you've got the skit, you know, we've got the introduction, we've got the almost them teaching you a lesson. Yeah, they've got like, what do you want to be when you grow up? It all plays into this idea of being at that point in school, like maybe at the end of high school or whatever. You know, it's kind of got all that to it. Love it. Right, next one. This is Like. Ooh, jazzy. Nice. Ooh, hello. Okay, so we've got more English, hey? I love the kind of swung, the smooth kind of organ, like the glistening sound. It's kind of giving like jazz crossover. Nice. Interesting random English lyrics. I wonder if it's a reference to the film. Oh, I love that. That was gorgeous. Oh, I love that the rhythm changed there. That's really cool. Oh, shit. I love the glistening quality of this. It's really cool. Oh, that is so gorgeous. I love that. Yeah, they're really great at balancing the beauty and the kind of harshness, you know. Oh, gorgeous. Love that. Whoever's voice that is, love it. Baby, I want it. Yeah, nice. I really like that one. That was lovely. A very different vibe. I love that like they are kind of exploring different places. The Bulletproof songs seem to be exploring this balance between, you know, the heavy hip hop sounds and the more kind of like glistening, beautiful sounds. And then the Dream song, No More Dream, seems to be exploring more of the heavier sounds, whereas this one is exploring far less of the heavier sounds with mostly musicality. So it's like they're playing with this like back and forth. And I love that like it was a different tempo, it was a different like time signature, you know, we had like a swing aspect to it. I love that they played with that rhythm throughout, you know, really satisfying to listen to. And like added, yeah, like an extra dimension to the album. Don't want to be a fool, want to be cool, want to be loved, our same love. The guy who throws, this is RM, who throws likes on every photo you upload. Who's he? Oh, right, I'm not your boyfriend anymore. I just hit your number without realizing it. Most of this album's been talking about introducing themselves, and now they're actually talking about like romance. It seems to be like an interesting place to go. But I don't want to be the one of the 30-something people who says you look good here and there. So it's kind of about jealousy, even though like he's not with them anymore. So have fun out there. I'll swallow the curse up my neck and press like again today. Shit. Oh, okay, so it's like seeing your ex's picture on Instagram and being another one of the people who clicks like on the post. All the kind of emotion that kind of comes out of like seeing that photo. The fact that she'll know that you've clicked like on it, you know, really kind of explores like all the details of that feeling. That tiny little moment, you know. You look rather good after we broke up, pretty woman. I see, yeah. You still look good and it annoys me, pretty woman. Your face looks better after my friend clicks like on your photo. Also, it's almost like they're being driven by possessiveness rather than like actual love, you know, which is quite interesting. You slashed off my heart without blinking an eye like a guillotine, but I wear the goblin's hat and always stalk you. Oh, okay, yeah, it's like this kind of like goblin like things, like stalking this person. Oh shit, are you thinking about me? Think again and decide not to press like. Yeah, so it's like the real kind of negative energy that's coming out of like seeing this person's Instagram. I love that like it's like the whole thing is like within this second of you seeing an Instagram post and wondering whether you should click like or not, you know? Yeah, and now it's like I need to like detach myself. I need to stop clicking like. I need to stop, you know, terrorizing myself, because all I'm doing is bringing up all these like negative feelings, you know. I'd like to know how you're doing these days out of curiosity. I see that you have so many likes. Yeah. Oh, it kind of almost like shows you the dark side of like social media interaction as well. Interesting. Very different. I must say, like, I quite enjoyed up until that point the way that we were really sticking to this concept album thing, the Skool and everything. And this song doesn't fit in with that. You know, it's kind of a romance song, which, I mean, I appreciate it, but like, it's the only part of the album for me that doesn't feel like consistent, you know? Yeah, that's my only thought. But yeah. Okay, before we go into the final song, this is a quick shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much, everybody who is over on Patreon supporting me every single month. You make it possible for me to be a full-time content creator and editor. And yeah, like I couldn't do this without you. It's amazing that I've got to this point, and I'm so grateful to everyone who supports me over on Patreon. So all their names are coming up on the screen. Yay. If you would like to join in the community over on Patreon, then you can do. The link is in the top comment for you. On the different tiers, you get different things. So on the free tier, you get access to my weekly newsletter where I'll be updating you on what I'm getting up to in my life, as well as what's going on in pop music and what is going on in terms of my content, so Patreon and YouTube and stuff. Then on the £3 tier, you get access to all my kind of short form bonus content. So that's music video reactions, live performance reactions, new songs, and then like opinion videos as well. Yeah, so loads of bonus content on £3 tier. Then on the £7 tier, that's where you get access to uncut album reactions, where I really dig into and analyze an album with proper detail, also featuring bonus exclusive videos as well that don't make it to YouTube. And then in the upper tiers, those are the request tiers. So either you can request a song, an artist discovery, or an album from me, depending on what tier you're on. And all of those videos also end up on the Patreon. So there's like a number of exclusive videos in every single tier every month for you to enjoy. So it's lovely. There's community, there's loads of bonus content, and you get to watch my videos with no cuts in any of the songs. And when it comes to these BTS ones, I'm going to be doing the music video reactions exclusively over on Patreon on the £3 tier. So yeah, if you do want to get access to that exclusive content and be part of the community, then please click the link in the description. It is there for you to enjoy. Thank you for everyone's support. Let's move on to the last song. This is actually quite a long song, longer than I was expecting for an outro. So this is outro, Circle Room Cipher. A cipher is quite an interesting word. You know, you're channeling something. Anyway, let's go. Ooh. So at the end of Skool now.
조용히 봐.
야, 내가 죽이는 비트 하나 써왔어.
I love these like little moments where you're just kind of getting to know them in the middle of the album. It's such an interestingly experimental thing to do, you know.
야, 나 친다?
네, 작업은 잘해요.
Ooh. That's so funny. I guess it's like talking about like, they're like in the computer room talking about like artists that they like, looking them up on YouTube.
Go sugar. Okay, go again. Sugar, yeah. Yo, 내 이름은
Oh shit.
다른 래퍼들은 전부 내 뒤에.
It's like live. Oh, that's so interesting.
감탄? 야, I'm a boy 먼지, I'm a boy 착각. 나는 서타, 너는 일타.
It's almost like a rap battle thing, isn't it? I love all the reactions and everything. It's so fun.
야, 근데 나 지금 오줌 마려. 오늘도 갇혀 내 freestyle rapping. 전국 날 봐.
찬이야 이제는 그만해.
It's so funny listening to this, not having any idea what they're saying.
가수 김정하고 윤기 형 살아있네.
I just can't get over their reactions to each other. It's so funny.
있어 보여줄게 내 한 칼 스킬. 우린 멋져보러 허벌나게. 내 이름은
This is so sick. I literally love the way in which they're like capturing like the personality of this like group of young guys, you know. It's very endearing, isn't it? It's nice.
내 이름은
And it's also teaching everybody their names as well, you know.
소리 알아 이민.
Sorry.
갈게요.
And we close the door at the end of the album. Great. That's just like I just love this idea of like having like this introduction album where like they take real moments to actually help you get to know them as real people, you know? And this is purely through audio. And you hear their interaction, you hear the banter and the jokes and all of that kind of stuff. And it really, like, more than any debut album that I've ever heard, helps you get to know them as individuals and as a group, you know? And that is just such a clever thing. And I love that they've done it through this kind of concept-y thing, you know? Right, let's just quickly look through those lyrics. Obviously, it's like, yeah, it kind of has this like rap battle thing. I guess like Circle Room Cypher is that kind of circle mentality between them, idea of like them ciphering something as if it's coming through them, you know, like this improvisational rap thing. Anyway, so RM obviously starts. Hurry up, school's over. Yeah, okay, I'm hungry. I want to eat Nana corn. And then literally like such teenage boys. It's like, I'm hungry. Bah. Okay, I wrote a killer beat. Oh, okay. So Sugar's written a beat. So he gets it up on the computer, do. And then he plays the beat and everyone's like, oh. Sugar, you can go first. Go, Sugar, go, Sugar. Okay. My name is SUGA. Other rappers all behind me, same as always. I tease my tongue this way and over this beat. Our music makes women cry. Our name is Bangtan. What's coming out of your mouth right now? Impressive? Really, again, setting himself up as a writer, as somebody who does something a bit different, who is like breaking the mold. You know, we're doing something different. Rap monster, rap mon. I'm a nice boy, but my voice is a devil. Your rap is fat, mine is thin. I love this idea of like it being thin, devilish, like to the point. I'm a nice person in real life, and yet like my expression of my creativity takes me somewhere else, you know. But the words that suit are just tacky or trashy or just Pompeii. You guys erupted. I know your enemy. Wait, guys, I need to pee. Knock, knock, I'll go cypher. All right, so I heard your raps very well. Namjoon's lyrics have become very mature now. Hope's in front of me. He's getting nervous now. Why are you shaking? Go make me some kimchi. My Daegu dialect, it's alive. Oh, that's fun. So I guess like V's giving me like not necessarily like the most like skilled rapper person. I like the idea that he has a specific dialect from Daegu. Have I been to Daegu? I think I did. So I did a bit of traveling in Korea and I got confused as to where is Daegu? Let me just quickly check. Yes, I did go to Daegu. Yeah. Beautiful place. Absolutely loved it. Anyway, yes, cool that he's exploring the kind of way in which he talks being a little bit different, being a little bit, you know, less like pristine, I suppose. It's like, this is who I am. This is where I'm from. My name is Jin. I'm the most handsome. My next name, Jinda. I don't know what that means. So my nickname is Jin. My stage name is Jin. That's funny. Now, Jimin. My name is Jim. My mate makes the vocal team wet their pants. Taeyoung, your rap smells fishy. What was that? Just leave. Migrate. They're telling to migrate. The cypher's over. Should we go and eat in Incheon? No, I don't want to eat. What? I'm so hungry I could die. So cool. We're introducing ourselves. We're introducing ourselves individually. We're introducing ourselves as a band in terms of our humor, in terms of our banter with one another. It's adding to this like concept album thing of them being at school throughout the day. And this is the end of school and they're going to go off and grab something to eat. Yeah, I feel like we're really getting to know them. And that for me is like the absolute like key thing for this album that is so clever is that it's a debut album and they've really gone at lengths to introduce themselves to us in a really, really powerful way. Sonically, it's like the really skilled, detailed rap and then the beautiful melodies that burst in occasionally as well. It's this like balance between the really harsh sounds and the really beautiful sounds. Lyrically, it's them introducing themselves like in terms of like, this is what we do and this is how seriously we take it. And then a bit of love in the middle as well. I love that like it's school. It's like this is the BTS 101. Sit down, we're going to teach you something. You know, it has all of that to it. It's very, very clever. I just love the skits. They bring just such a kind of element of personality and realism to the album, as well as like feeding into the kind of concept album narrative of the school. Really, really cool, really creative, and such a powerful introduction to BTS and who they are individually and as a group. I think my favorite song was We Are Bulletproof, part 2. No, part 1, part 2. Just because in terms of an introduction, that song introduces you to them, what they do and how seriously they take their art. And I really appreciate that on a lyrical basis. But then sonically, for me, it sets up like what is kind of something that I noticed and that I loved about Arirang, which is this balance between the real heaviness and this like beautiful melodic thing. And to strike that balance is a difficult thing to do. And yet on that first song, they really do it really well. And that for me is like a key thing I'm going to hold on to when it comes to their artistry, I think. And we'll see how it is going forward. If you're watching this on YouTube, my reactions to all the music videos from this album will be out on Patreon on the £3 tier. So make sure to click on the link in the top comment if you want to go over there and check those out. Thank you very much for joining me. If you want to go to the Patreon, the link is here. And if you want to watch my Arirang reaction, then you can click it here. Cool.